Hello Virgo, and welcome to my channel Inspiring Life Changes. My name's Colette and I'm here today to do a reading for you Virgos, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp Virgos. I am going to be doing something a little bit different today because there's a lot happening in the placement of Gemini at this moment in time. It is Gemini season and we have the Sun, we've just had the new moon, we have Mercury and Venus is retrograde in Gemini, and also the moon's north node recently moved into Gemini as well. So a lot is taking place within that energy, which is really nice because it's kind of shifting the energy from that dense heaviness of all that Capricorn stuff that we had over the last few years, especially over the end of 2019 into early 2020. So this is kind of going to lift and change that energy. It's like a breath of fresh air coming into all of our lives as well. So I thought I would do something a little bit different. So I'm going to do a reading for you and the person that you are interested in, are in a relationship with Virgo, are wanting to be in a relationship with Virgo, or you have been in a relationship with this person, Virgo. Okay, this is a general reading, so it's not going to resonate with all of you. And if you are born at the end or at the beginning of Virgo, you may also want to go and check out the previous sign that I've just done, the Leo sign or the Libra sign, which is the next sign after yours, which I will be doing probably tomorrow. But you may want to check out those readings as well to see whether or not your message is there. Also for you Virgo cross watchers who are looking for or watching because of a Virgo that you have had a relationship with, same again, wanting to, or you still are in a relationship with, the energy may also be crossed over in this particular reading as well, so just be aware of that, Virgo cross watchers. I'm going to use this deck of cards for you Virgos, so this is about your energy Virgo, but at the same time just be aware that the energy could also be crossed over as well. So the deck of cards that I use for the other person, that could actually be your energy and this could be their energy. So it sometimes works out that way. First of all, I'm going to show you this card here because what I'm doing is I'm pulling one card from all the cup suit from this particular deck. So I've taken all the cup cards out and I'm just shuffling and asking for one card. And this is the card that you got today, Virgo, which is in reverse. It's the Eight of Cups. So it's saying to me that there's a situation here where somebody is reluctantly, because they are still looking back over their shoulder, but there is a situation here where somebody is walking away from all the emotional experiences that they've had, walking away from what feels like hard work, hardship, difficulties, emotional pain, trauma. But like I said, because it's in reverse, it is a situation where either yourself, Virgo, I've just done the Leo reading, so I'm kind of in that headspace still. Virgo, either you yourself are walking away from this, or the person that you're interested in is walking away from something or walking away from you. But there's a general sense, the overall energy at this time, while Venus is retrograde in Gemini, of a sense of just leaving something behind. Leaving something behind. Venus is going to be going over the same point backwards and forwards until the end of July. So by the time Venus is finished, she will have been in Gemini for 4 months. So it's like a thorough going over. And we have as your first card out here at the heart of the reading, the Ten of Pentacles, which is a card that Leo also got in their reading as well, also in reverse, even though I have shuffled these cards really well. This is saying to me, this energy is about and I feel it's very much to do with this Eight of Cups. It's like you again, there's a reluctance here because it's in reverse, but it's like there is this situation that you've put a lot of yourself into. You've built something up, you really valued it. You really put a lot of time and energy and effort into this situation, into this relationship, because this is really what it's about. It's like you reached a conclusion, a successful conclusion, but it's now time that you're having to walk away. And I just feel as though it's kind of closing the lid on this here. And for some of you Virgos, I think it represents a family situation as well. Because the 10 is about that kind of stability, it's about groundedness, it's about something that you have kind of really worked hard to achieve. But being a 10, it's also about an ending. So for some of you Virgos, I feel in reverse, this is saying, turn the cards over, this is saying that there's nothing else to put into it. You can't put any more into it. You have to walk away from it. This is what this Eight of Cups is saying to me here. But you are still looking back over your shoulder. You're still kind of drawn to it. You're still, because there was a lot of value in it for you at one point, Virgo. It meant a lot. It meant everything. But we've got two cards come out with this. So this is the challenge. You have two cards as your challenging energy here. You have the Ten of Swords, another 10. So again, it's about letting or coming to a conclusion with something. It's like with the 10s, or with the swords, should I say, it's all the mind energy. So you may be kind of really beating yourself up about this, I feel. Because the Nine of Wands here as well is very much about this energy where it's been really hard. It's been really... And I feel it's this decision. I feel it's this walking away, that you're having trouble doing it. This is not an easy situation for you. But if you look here, the 9 is kind of these here also represent these cups here. So there's 8 cups, and in the background here there's 8 wands, and then you've got one here which you're kind of, for me, is kind of you're using it to move forward in your life very slowly. It's very slowly, like with this card here in reverse. It's very slowly leaving that situation behind. Because there has been, at one point, there was a lot of value for you in this relationship, Virgo. And with this Ten of Swords here, there's a feeling of, I think, guilt on some level. That you're being really hard on yourself. This is the energy, this is the crossing energy. You don't usually get 2 cards for a crossing energy. I usually only take 1, but they came out very closely together. So this is you having to, this is your challenge, this is your block at this moment in time. And I feel it is about you not being so hard on yourself, not being so down on yourself. But it takes 2 in a relationship. And we'll see what else comes out here. Yeah, because there's this deer as well that I've noticed in this as well. This deer in the background, which to me the deer is all about kind of kindness. In Native American Indian mythology, the deer kind of tames the monster by just being kind and caring and thoughtful and considerate. And I feel that that's kind of where you are. But at the same time, you're kind of beating yourself up here. So it's kind of saying to me, you need to be a little bit more compassionate with yourself, maybe, Virgo. Maybe you're taking all the blame here for something as well. For something that's kind of fallen apart. We also have the Ace of Pentacles here. So this is what's in your head, and what you're aware of is that it started out as something that had a lot of promise. But now when you look back at it, you're seeing it as more of something, it's like you know it had a lot of promise, but it ended up here. So it ended up in reverse. It ended up all kind of falling apart. It ended up not being your happy ever after, your successful. I just kind of feel that this is about a situation that's, or a relationship that has had a lot of time spent on it. There's been, like, it's been a long lasting relationship. This wasn't just something that happened over a course of a few years or a few months. This is something that's had a lot of energy put into it. 7 of Swords is the energy in the past here. So there may have been a situation here as well, Virgo, where you were not open and honest about what was happening. Or maybe the other person wasn't open and honest. Maybe both of you weren't open and honest. But this is, I'm kind of taking this as your energy at the moment, Virgo. But the 7 of Swords for me is a card of kind of keeping your cards close to your chest, not necessarily being able to express how you feel or wanting to express how you feel. The 2 swords there, for me, kind of would donate this relationship, if you like. And this is kind of you gathering together your stuff. Like if it's like I'm feeling if it's a long-term relationship, then you've both got your stuff that you're going to have to kind of go through, separate. It's that kind of energy. There's also a kind of feeling of somebody maybe not playing ball as well. Maybe somebody's being quite greedy here. Maybe they're wanting it all. Maybe you are wanting it all. Maybe, Virgo, on some level. I'm just getting this kind of having your cake and eating it. expression coming into my head. Maybe you thought you could have it all, Virgo. Maybe that was what the situation was about. Going behind somebody's back. But the energy below it, with the Six of Wands in reverse, is saying that this was not a victorious situation. Whatever happened here did not bring about this feeling of success or euphoria, or, you know, and if it did bring recognition, it wasn't the kind of recognition that you wanted. It wasn't what you wanted to be known for or seen as. And it's also brought a situation here of kind of things hanging in limbo with this hangman energy here as well. And a feeling of being tied up as well. Still being tied to something, which again could be this Eight of Cups energy of walking away from something. You still have attachments. Maybe these are just physical attachments that you still have together that need to be resolved. And that's kind of what I'm getting with this card here as well. That there are physical attachments, as in things that you own together, that you're going to have to work through. But the Hangman can also talk about seeing things from a higher perspective as well, of not necessarily being caught up in the mundane and the physical world. It's like trying to see things from a different vantage point. And this is what's underneath. This is the subconscious realm. This is the energy of not knowing but feeling something on a deeper level. Maybe with the Six of Wands here as well, you were feeling as though this, you weren't happy. You weren't kind of maybe not receiving the praise that you wanted or the recognition that you wanted. Maybe the other person in the relationship got a lot more accolades, and maybe you found it difficult to let go of that. Because the Hangman is about a letting go energy. It is about surrendering. But you are still, I feel there are still ties. You're still tied together in this situation. Maybe it's because of what's happening on the outside world at this moment in time as well. Maybe you're having a problem getting beyond this. It's like you're still in the same space together. You're still living in the same energy. We have the Queen of Wands and the Eight of Wands. Queen of Wands and the Eight of Wands. This is a real magnetic, very beautiful, this is somebody who you find very, very attractive here, Virgo. Again, it doesn't have to be a female. This can be masculine energy just as easily. And I feel as though there's going to be a lot of communication here with this person. I don't feel that this is the person that you have been involved with here, Virgo. I think that this is something else. This is something else. This is something else that's got you fired up and passionate and wanting more. You want more from this person. It's a very sexually, highly charged energy. And this rod here, this wand is quite phallic. And then you've got all of this coming in here as well, with these 8 of Wands as well. This energy is kind of very... I see it kind of a bit like Cupid's arrows, like all this communication. Lots of messages between you. Lots of very passionate, very... yeah, very passionate, very... sexual, very sensual, very, like, you know, you're not going to hold back here. You're not going to hold back on how you feel about this person. When the time comes, you're going to let this person know precisely how you're feeling. And this is not the same person that you're walking away from here, I don't feel, Virgo. I think this is somebody entirely different. This is the energy, the Queen of Wands is the energy of fire, Leos, Aries, Sagittarius energy. Very, very strong, very dynamic energy, very confident, very sure of themselves, very passionate lovers. So this could have been also what the 7 of Swords has been about as well. I feel that on some level this 7 of Swords was kind of the turning point. We have the 10 of Pentacles again. Wow. In the other person's energy here. But it's upright. And so this person is still focused very much on the family unit. This person is very much kind of I feel trying to ignore everything else that's going on around them, and they're very focused on this family unit that you have together. And you may at this moment in time, because of the difficulty with everything that's going on health wise, shall we say, you may also be finding that you're having to kind of go through those emotions, or the emotions themselves. In a way, you're still kind of in that energy. And maybe also that's why the 9 of Wands is there as well, because it's an energy of you can't leave it behind yet. You're still in it. You're still in it, but it's not an easy energy. With that 10 of Swords there as well, it's kind of in your face, shall we say, all the time. It's kind of, and you're very aware. And the challenge here, the Hierophant, this person, this is the blockage, this is the challenge. And the Hierophant is all about kind of commitment and tradition, and I feel that this person is very traditional, very like they made a commitment and they don't want to let it go easily. And they're kind of I just feel as though they're just kind of keeping things going in the same routine, the same way, as if there hasn't been any, as if nothing else has happened. Like it's their way of coping. It's their way of dealing with it. It's their way of kind of get through the changes, it's like they are aware of it with this Hierophant, because the Hierophant is also, in this deck of cards, it's also about understanding, it's higher knowledge, higher wisdom, be to do with faith as well. And it's like this light is coming in from above as well. But I just get a feeling on some level that this person is just, yeah, there we go. I've got the Two of Swords here. This is what's in their head, is they know that this is something that needs to be recognised, but it's in reverse, so they're not wanting to be, like, this is them in this middle here, in this situation, stuck in this situation, got their hands over their ears, their eyes are tightly shut, and they're just trying to get on with life. They don't want to be there. They don't want to be there in that situation. They don't want to have to make that decision, but they know that that decision has to be made. It's over the top of your Ace of Pentacles here, that's in reverse. So while you're kind of focused on this kind of physical like the Ace being the first energy, it's like the building block, the first brick, if you like, to kind of growing something. And you're aware of what you grew. And now this person knows that it's kind of, it's over, if you like. This person knows that this decision has to be made, that there is no turning back. But they don't find, well, they're not finding it easy. Not finding it easy at all. You've got the Queen of Wands again. And you've got the Nine of Swords over the top of this 7 here. And Queen of Wands is also the energy over here. This is all this fire and passion that you're feeling for this other person. And I feel as though they know this, and it's giving them a lot of stress, a lot of worries, a lot of nightmares. Just feeling stuck in a situation that they don't want to be stuck in anymore. They know that you no longer are with them mentally, emotionally. I just feel as though it's kind of like, you know, you're still there, but you're kind of out the door here. You can see he's kind of leaving the scene here, Virgo. So I feel that this, you know, this is where this person knows that your attention and your focus is over here. On this Queen of Wands. Got it twice. Both times up the right way as well. But this Nine of Swords is saying to me, I mean, they may even realise that this person has been good for you on some level as well. And then what happened, painful as it may be at this time, it's kind of had to happen. But it has been causing a lot of anxiety for this person. This situation, I feel it's more the fact that you're still in that situation. Had you been able to move away from the situation, from the living arrangements that you're in, had you no longer had to go through that kind of day-to-day management of everything together and yet not together, then it would have been a lot easier for this person to move on, to accept. But because of the way things are at this moment in time, wow, okay. So we've got the Empress and we've got the High Priestess here. Both very feminine energies, both very nurturing, both very, very powerful energies. So the Empress is about being abundant and nurturing and kind of pregnant with potential. Always permanently pregnant with potential, like the earth itself, giving. So this person in your life that you're leaving may also be a mother. That may also be why there's problems or difficulties here, Virgo, because there may also be children involved in this situation. Because this is the card of mothering. Very earthy energy, very down to earth, very grounded, very strong. It is the energy also of kind of this person being maybe even a substitute mother. Maybe they feel as though on some level they became like a substitute mother. Virgo, for some of you out there, not all of you, but for some of you there may be that kind of feelings. But you have the High Priestess here as well, so this is about the instincts and the intuition. This is literally in the subconscious placement as well. So this person really is kind of going down into the depths with this Eight of Cups energy here as well, this walking away. This is really making this person look deeply within themselves, which they may not have done up till now. They may even be questioning their path in life, or their you know, what they've done up to now. There may be a deep soul searching energy with this as well. Again, it doesn't have to be female energy. This can also relate to men as well. The Empress and the High Priestess together, are very powerful feminine energies. Very intuitive, very instinctual. And it's kind of saying to me, on top of this Six of Wands and this Hangman energy that you've got here as well, that this person has a lot more intuitive, instinctual awareness than maybe you're aware of as well, Virgo. They may well have picked up on something before it was obvious, before it came out. It's also kind of a mother and daughter theme here as well, because this card here, this goddess Hera, is the daughter of Persephone. And also here, if you see this here, as she goes into the underworld, as she's taken down into the underworld by Hades, she's kind of abducted and stolen, which is why we also have the seasons to do with the Empress as well. The seasons, things changing, time changes, things kind of This person, I feel, is coming to terms with things. They're kind of trying to look on things positively. They're trying to see the fruitfulness out of this. They're trying to see the good in it. And I think they're also kind of learning things about themselves as well, that they weren't necessarily aware of. Possible qualities that they had within themselves that they didn't realise they had. Yeah, I kind of get the feeling that they're kind of learning things about themselves, maybe also with this Hierophant energy here as well. But the Five of Swords is the energy that's moving in for them here. And the Five of Swords for me is an adverse energy. It's an energy of things working through the adverse. Because that is the number 5. 5 is adversity. So it is going to be a challenge, I feel, for this person, Virgo. It is going to be a challenge. It's not something that they're just going to... I feel as though this is something they're not just going to accept. Especially if you are... Yeah, especially if you're kind of communicating with this other person. And they're kind of aware of it. And they know what's going on. Even if you're not together, I feel that this is something that they're going to have. Because here, he's kind of pointing at this person down here as if to say, you know, what do you think you're doing? Are you behaving in an appropriate manner here? So I feel that this person is going to have difficulties with this situation. It's not something that they're going to find easy to be around. Virgo. I'm just going to put another card on top of that one because I'm not 100% happy with it. Okay, I have the Hermit. So they may find themselves withdrawing. They may find themselves going within, which I also feel is something to do with this energy here, as I was saying down here about it being them learning things about themselves that they weren't necessarily aware of. Characteristics, part of themselves. And I feel that that's also what this Hermit card is here as well, that they're going to have to go within to find their own kind of guiding light here. And there may also be outside influences here as well, like people telling this person how to respond, how to react to your situation, you know, like helpful friends or helpful relatives, and I say that in a loose term there, Virgo. People who may feel as though they've got best interests at heart, but not necessarily, because they don't have all the understanding here as well. Because maybe this other person, Virgo, doesn't want to like expose it all. They don't want to kind of open up that can of worms. They don't want to fully divulge all that they're feeling about it or their emotions about it here. I feel as though they're going to have a time where they're going to need to go within in order to process all of this energy. There's going to need to be a processing time, and you may find, Virgo, that they kind of close away, close off to you here. You are free. You are no longer trapped in the bonds of karma. Sorry about the circle. I don't know what that is. Somebody's put something on top of it by the looks of things. So let's see what else we get. So I'll leave that one out. You are free. You are no longer trapped in the bonds of karma. That's interesting. So Virgo, that is kind of saying to me that this did have to go through this breakup. But you're still in that process. You are still there. It hasn't finished. But the bonds that you two have together are no longer. I feel as though it's more a physical thing. It's more of a kind of day-to-day living situation. Work on your thoughts. You are linking now to the mind of God, and the mind of God has power. So this could also be the other person with this hermit energy as well. Go into the power of absolute being, of love beyond emotion. Go into the light. Again, this could be the other person because the hermit is literally carrying this light here. Lift up your heart, lift up your mind to the possibility of light. So I feel as though you're being asked to go beyond this darkness, which you, with the Nine of Swords here, it is a time of feeling as though things are very dark and bleak and stress and worry about the future as well. About the future, like trying to work out all the different, particularly if there's children involved as well, I feel, kind of trying to work through all the issues and the problems, and this person's trying to kind of sort all that out in their own head, and they may not necessarily again be kind of divulging this information to you. It is imperative, it is imperative you have a stillness within. You cannot go forward without this. So Virgo, that is what I've got for you today. I do hope that this message has helped you in some way. Please, if it has, could you thumbs it up for me, like it, because then it gets out into the bigger YouTube algorithmic world where it gets picked up and other people can come back and look at my channel. Also, could you subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already? Thank you very much to those of you who have subscribed. I've had a few more subscriptions over this last few days and I really do appreciate it. Also, could you tap that little bell so that you will get the videos in the future that I will be putting out there as well. And my email is in the description box down below for anybody who's wanting a personal private reading where we can go more in depth into your own story as well. Contact me via my email and I will get back to you. So Virgo, I'm going to wish you all the best and I hope that things improve for you, and hopefully I will see you again next time. Take care.